Live. Hello, Nick.
Good afternoon, Stephen. Great to be here. And it's happy Monday, everybody.
It is Happy Monday, and this is BeLive on YouTube with Nick and myself, and it's 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and we're looking forward to watching with you 4 videos. We'll put the links to the videos afterwards so you can watch the full video if you wish. But essentially, we've chosen these videos. We've chosen these videos because they actually play on BeLive, but they're made by BeLivers. Would you like to introduce the first video, Nick?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the first video is Once Upon a Gene TV, and this is a new set of a new series, and it's all about having a gene disorder with your children. So it's quite a supportive group, which is lovely, and yeah, it looks like it's a really nicely done video. Got some great little graphics in it. Got some great overlays. Uses a 3-person, a 4-person, goes into plays a normal video. Really well produced. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a cracking watch, actually. So, and it can show you what you can do with live streaming software and BeLive.
Yep. Welcome, Corinda, and let's take the video full screen. Switch Nick's microphone off. Switch my microphone off and press play.
Hello, friends, and welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of Once Upon a Gene TV. I'm your host, Effie Parks, but I'm not your only host. Joining me in this creative and exciting adventure are 2 dudes you know well, Bo Bigelow and Daniel DeFabio. I'm so excited to have them as co-hosts and co-creators for this program, both professionally and personally. Professionally, because they're both dedicated and skilled at their crafts, and personally because they're giant dorks, just like my husband and my little boy Ford. So I have a soft spot for that kind of thing, and I feel right at home with them. Along with this new addition to the Disorder channel, don't forget to check out the Stronger Everyday podcast hosted by Bo himself. He's also turned it into a video podcast that you can catch streaming here right on the channel. Also, Daniel DeFabio is the host of Splice Site, where he interviews the filmmakers behind all of the films on this channel. So tune into that for some behind the scenes information and insight, and maybe even some inspiration on starting your own rare disease film. This show is going to be fun and hopefully informative, a place for you to just be able to hang out with us, laugh with us, and be able to have some active takeaways for your own life. I always say what I know for sure is that when you can find people who get it, you can find a lot more laughter, a lot more hope, and feel a lot less alone. You're all part of this rare community, so we hope that you'll continue to experience this journey with us. And without further ado, Bo, Daniel, did you ever think you'd be surrounded by this much pink?
I'm glad to have all this pink. Your podcast has been an amazing force in my life and for so many rare people. And Effie, for me, that you would share it with me and Bo and let us be a part of it. It's like when you go to the U2 concert and they bring somebody up on stage to play with a band. I get to play with Effie's podcast.
Totally. We're like Courtney Cox at the Springsteen show. We're both like fanboys about your podcast, and like so much so that, you know, the intro where you say those words that you just said, like I kind of say them along with you now. That's how often I've been listening to it. So totally feel you.
Well, I feel the same about you guys, obviously, and I'm really excited to be doing this together with you because I'm also a fangirl. Okay, so dudes, let's tell everybody kind of what we're going to be doing in the future and maybe what they can expect from some of our episodes coming up.
Yeah, I think it's a close cousin of what you've been doing in the audio podcast, but I think here we're very aware that some people in the rare space have gotten a little farther down their journey, and but everybody still has more to learn and more to learn from each other. And I think we want to focus here as much as we can on practical takeaways. What are somebody else's best practices that could become your best practices, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think part of that is we're going to have special segments on this show that are all about having you get a closer look into somebody's life, maybe taking you into their kitchen for their breakfast time, or giving you a glimpse at what they're doing every day that can really help you.
Yes. So we're always going to be sending shout outs for people to submit their own footage from their daily, whatever topic that we're talking about. So keep your eye out for those posts from us, because we want to include you on this show as well. So today, just in time for the holidays and special gatherings, we wanted to bring in someone who has created a space called raremamas.com. It's a resource that is for moms raising kids who have a rare disease to go and find some connection and get some practical advice and tips on ways to get through stressful situations such as the holidays and gatherings and self-care, you name it. It's at raremamas.com. And our special guest today is Nikki McIntosh. Hi, Nikki. Welcome to the show.
Hi. So happy to be with you today. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I love your new blog, and I'm so glad I found you through the Disorder channel, actually, because you have a film featuring your son, Miles, called Life with Atrophy, and that's how I met you.
That's what the great thing about this community is. It starts, at first it feels like you're all alone, and then it becomes like you meet people just like you. And it's been so great to meet you as well.
And we're back.
Hey.
Right. Okay. I like the way do you think they were switching lower thirds in and out at the beginning?
With overlays, I believe, because if you saw her arm she was busy doing something on the side.
Yeah.
And as I say, I'm not sure, but I think they might have had a little bit of post-production in there as well. I think I could be doing them a massive disservice, but
we don't know. It's difficult to tell. We just need to drop that video off screen for a moment, and if that video does want to go off screen, does it want to? Yes, it does. Okay, and change over, and bring Corinda's excited. Let's find out where Corinda's excited. Corinda is all excited today.
Cool.
And he is excited because he's got his caps lock on. But more importantly, he's excited because he's on Zoom.
Ooh.
And he's on Zoom because he's watching. He's watching Kes, the show. He's watching live. Normally, he actually goes to the Kes, which is held in London. Last year it missed, and this year it's gone virtual. So let's find the real Corinda, and the real Corinda is over here, and it's good to see you, Corinda.
Brilliant. Hi, Corinda, and hi, Andy.
Indeed. Right. Okay, and welcome to the show. And it's my turn to choose a video. And what have I got? Well, that's a good question. I've got this. Okay. Now we do try to look out for things that you wouldn't normally see. And you certainly wouldn't normally see this video because, well, I had to dig back to find this. I found a post in BeLivers from the gentleman who do this video, and I was trying to find their YouTube channel, and I think I found it. We're about to find out. Now, if you don't understand any of this, then don't worry, you're not alone. But it's interesting to see how people are actually using BeLive. So this is an example of BeLive being used. And again, I'm going to switch off Nick's microphone and then my microphone, press play as let's see what happens.
ណាធ្លា ខ្ញុំបករណាសូមក្រាបនមស្ការចំពោះគុណកែវទាំង 3 គឺពុទ្ធរតនកែវគឺព្រះពុទ្ធ 1 ធម្មរតនកែវគឺព្រះធម៌ 1 និងសង្ឃរតនកែវគឺព្រះសង្ឃ 1 ដោយសេចក្តីគោរពដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ហើយក៏សូមធ្វើសេចក្តីរាប់អានដល់ព្រះធម្មវេគ្មិនទាំង 3 ព្រះអង្គគឺព្រះមហាខឿនសំណាងនិមន្តពីខាងវត្តខ្មែរកាណាដាទីក្រុងម៉ុងតេអាល់ប្រគុណចាស់មហាធម្មវត្ថនពីវត្តខ្មែរណៃការ៉ាទីក្រុងណៃការ៉ា on the lake ហើយនឹងប្រគុណចាស់មហាសាងផាពីវត្តរស្មីសាមគ្គីវឌ្ឍនារាមទីក្រុងហាមតុនហើយក៏សូមធ្វើកិច្ចនមស្ការចំពោះព្រះថេរានុថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គនិងចម្រើនពរដល់ញាតិញោមពុទ្ធបរិស័ទទាំងអស់ដែលកំពុងតែនិមន្តនិងអញ្ជើញចូលរួមស្ដាប់នៅកម្មវិធីកល្យាណមិត្តដែលកំពុងធ្វើធម្មសន្ទនានៅក្នុងឱកាសនេះ អញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះគឺជាថ្ងៃអាទិត្យ 11 រោចខែពិសាខឆ្នាំជូតទស័កពុទ្ធសករាជ 2564 ត្រូវនឹងថ្ងៃទី 17 ខែឧសភា ឆ្នាំ 2020.
Oh,
So this week's quiz question, which is kindly provided by Corinda, is what language is that? Now, they are Tibetan, so I don't know.
I was going to say, is it a Tibetan language? Not quite sure. I do like, can I say, I do like the guy in the bottom right hand corner. I do like a Buddhist monk with a whiteboard. I think that's, for some reason, it just tickled me.
Hands up, these Buddhist monks actually live in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So that's part of the reason. That was the trick part of it. I discovered that looking at the website, to the YouTube channel. They're actually based in Canada, but obviously it's important to them to actually keep their homeland traditions going.
Yeah.
And I just found it a fascinating use of BeLive. So to answer your question, Corinda, Corinda's multitasking.
Oh,
So
well done,
well done. So are we. So takeaway video number 3.
But I did enjoy the intro. I was getting quite zened with the.
I was in two minds as whether to actually fast forward and what have you, but I decided to let it just run through.
No, I think it's good. Always nice to get a little bit of peace and quiet.
Well, that was the calming effect of the music, and I thought I can't get a copyright strike for this. Fingers crossed. Right. Okay, and we go over now to video number 3, which is this one.
Oh yes, we're on safer ground here, Stephen. We've got one of my old favourites, Kia and Jason, Sacktown movie buffs. And the reason I picked this one was because they're talking about 2 films, Soul and Wonder Woman 1984. So I know there's lots of Marvel and Wonder Woman fans out there, but it was quite funny. My wife said to me, "Oh, should we watch that?" And I said to her, "Darling, we've tried to watch the first Wonder Woman film about 3 times, and we've fallen asleep every single time." So hopefully 1984 might be a bit better, but who knows? I think it was just the first one was just too long for my short attention span. But this looks good. Again, these 2 guys they review films. Obviously, films are streaming at the moment. So Soul is a cartoon. Is a jazz player, a jazz musician. Jamie Foxx voices him, and of course Wonder Woman, which we won't get to see. So you have to watch it and see what they think about Wonder Woman 1984.
Here goes. Video goes full screen. Microphones go off. And we press play.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sacktown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Pierre, and this is Jason. And today we are back doing another review of two films. Two films we're going to be reviewing are, of course, both streaming films, Soul and Wonder Woman 1984. So those are the two films that we'll be watching today. Soul is, of course, on Disney Plus, and then I was able to get Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max. So those are the two avenues where I was able to find those. Well, I say we just kind of get right into it, man. I'm going to have you start it off if you don't mind, Jason. We'll start off with Soul. So if you don't mind, tell us, oops, give me 1 second here. There we go. Tell us a little bit about that film.
Okay, so Soul is the latest Pixar film, and it's about a jazz musician named Joe, voiced by Jamie Foxx, who is basically, as a musician myself, not anybody who ever, I never tried to do it professionally or anything like that, but I'm familiar with the idea of a musician who loves music more than anything, but was never able to make it professionally. And he's basically a high school teacher now, teaching music to high school kids who half of them don't really seem to care all that much. So he's a little bit in a rut. He still has dreams of doing it professionally. But right now he's just kind of getting by teaching high school students. Well, one day an opportunity drops in his lap to basically go on tour with one of his heroes playing piano at the same moment that he has just gotten offered a full-time high school job to teach students. So he had to kind of make a choice. Does he go out on a limb to do what he always dreamed of doing but is less a sure thing, or does he just keep teaching high school students full-time? And then in the midst of all this, he dies. He accidentally when he's trying to make this decision, he dies. He falls into a manhole and dies. They don't really show it. This is a kids movie again. It's a Pixar movie, so it's for all ages really, but then he goes into the afterlife, and the movie is basically about his attempts to get back into his own body. And it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. So it's a Pixar movie, so you already know, or I think most people already know, that it's kind of a step above as far as most animated films go. And I really love this movie a lot. I thought it was excellent. I thought, for one thing, I'm a huge music fan. I'm a huge jazz music fan. So I loved all the music in this movie. And I also really liked it was one of the most original, I think I've ever seen, depictions of the afterlife in a film. I've never seen it done quite like this. It's funny. It's got a lot of heart. Definitely made me a little misty-eyed in a couple spots. I won't deny that. But yeah, I thought it was really great. The music is really great. Both the jazz score by John Batiste and the kind of electronic score that's in the afterlife segments. That's actually by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. It seems like, when I was watching it, I was thinking, like, Pixar, they've always kind of operated on, well, most of the time, they've operated on a pretty high level intellectually, as far as, quote unquote kids movies go. Movies like Up and WALL-E and even the Toy Story movies there's a lot more going on, on an intellectual level than you would find in a lot of quote unquote kids movies. But this one, it seemed like maybe even a little bit more than usual. Like, I was watching this and I was thinking, like, I don't know if a kid's even going to understand this. You know what I mean? So.
And we're back. We did. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, no, I just wondered, because of course I haven't seen it, but from that description, I don't know if you remember that film. I think it must have been back. God, crikey, it must have been back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty, and he was he dies and he's trying to get back in his body. I don't know whether this film is a kind of like a cartoony version of that. It sounded a little bit like it, but no, definitely one I'll look out for and try and watch, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is that they've got such a back catalogue to go after. It's interesting films do actually choose. Anyway, let's take that film off screen and hide it. So it's now hidden, and you're back to Nick and me and our card. So let's catch up with Corinda. And Corinda is saying lots of things, but the main first one was echo. My apologies for that, Corinda. There was indeed an echo, and that's because I didn't switch the microphones off as quickly as I should have. And the next one, how did they do that? How did they do what, Corinda?
I think I might know what Corinda was thinking. Right. There was a bit where the words came on the center screen, then just dissipated off, okay. And that will have just been an animated overlay, I think. So
right, okay. And Peter's with us. Say hello to Peter. But Corinda, 126.
Yeah, I think that will be it.
Right, okay. Now I'm just going to go full screen for a moment as we do divert. You may have noticed that my picture has been varying. This is different because I'm not on my desktop camera. I'm actually on mobile, and I'm on mobile with an XSplit VCam background, as I can demonstrate to you. If I say okay to that, then I can change my background. I've frozen now, haven't I? Just a minute.
Yes.
I've frozen. Just a minute. Right, I'm not frozen. Okay. So just to show that I'm actually, I've got a background there, and go for that photograph. Okay. So this is XSplit VCam. I'm on my Samsung mobile phone, and basically you can bring your mobile phone into XSplit VCam and use the green screen backgrounds that VCam actually supply. So I think this is a wonderful free feature from XSplit VCam, and it does mean that you can travel the globe on your camera, although occasionally at the moment it is going glitchy. So for this last video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from my mobile camera back to the one you normally see me on, and there we have it.
Yeah.
So there's the difference. I'm back on the main camera, and I'll take myself off full screen. But this is an interesting development because it does mean that you can use your mobile phone in a BeLive broadcast as a host.
Yeah. But you didn't start your broadcast on the phone, though. You still have to.
I was basically, I started the broadcast with XSplit VCam, and XSplit VCam was linked to my phone. So essentially, I started the broadcast with my phone. The first 3/4 of this broadcast were all on the mobile phone.
Oh, but did you actually start the broadcast off the timer and the countdown? Was that so? You're just using your phone as a camera as opposed
That's
to
right. There it is.
Start. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Really good. It was a really good picture. Really good picture.
Well, that's it. And the quality of the phone camera is far superior to anything we get on desktop cameras. So yeah, it was a crisp picture. Just keep glitching every so often. So it's not production ready yet, but when it is, which won't be too long, because the guys at XSplit are pretty hot. But it does mean, and I've got some good news for you, Nick. XSplit VCam for Mac is going to be released soon. So ditch the OBS, just go for XSplit. You're ready for it. You've been ready for it for ages.
Patience is a virtue.
Just to show, I'll just switch back again so that you can actually see, and I'll go back to the Galaxy camera, and it should change momentarily. Yes, it has. So there, I'm back on the camera. I can go closer to the camera, of course, or too close. But the camera is on the stand on the desktop, and it's working well. So on to video 4 then. Right, video 4 is our old friend, and you can't get better than a video show about whiskey. So let's bring them full screen. This time I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to switch Nick's mic off and my.
Let's go Rangers. Blue shirt underground, motherfucker!
I should say this is the Christmas show, so don't be worried about this. I'll carry on now.
How are you, sir?
I got a Krampus in my tuchus. No, actually,
Get a shot for that.
yeah, I'm jumping for joy as much as I can in my seat. Looks like a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa to all of you out there as we celebrate the coming of a New York Rangers season.
Yes, it is. It might actually happen.
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know all the details. I think they've.
I don't think anybody does yet.
I mean, it's like a 56 game schedule, right? And we play everybody in our division.
The schedule we could take a look at in a few minutes. Yep, 56 games. Starting, the Rangers will kick it off on January 14th, which is a Thursday night, and that is 3 weeks from tomorrow.
How do you have a calendar for next year already?
Well, I have my Norman Rockwell calendar here has the little box with January. So
I have to wait to Christmas to get my new calendar. I get one every year.
This is the calendar from the beer store. I got to get over there this week and get a new calendar.
I get like a goalie calendar. And the goalie for December is Carey Price. The price is wrong.
Price is wrong, bitch.
I think that's a good place to stop it. we're always on tenterhooks when we play these guys because sooner or later somebody's going to curse. You know that.
I tell you what, though, I love that. Every time I see that introduction, it makes me want to go to the ice hockey game. You know, it gets you going.
It does. It's very upbeat. It draws you in, and then we get the conversation, which is all good. Yeah. Right. So that has been BeLive on YouTube this week. All 4 links to the videos we've shown will be posted after this broadcast. Krinda, thank you for joining us. To everybody else who's joined us live, it's over to Nick.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy presenting this program, watching these videos. But as we always say, if you want to feature or have your live stream that you've done to YouTube featured on the show, do let us know. Drop something in the comments, drop a link in the comments, and we will pick it up. We are here every Monday, 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And so until next week, have a phenomenal week, and we will see you next Monday. Take care, guys.
Bye.